Well, after having never set foot on a public school campus, I have officially completed a full month in person for the first time in my life. Of course, by on campus, I really mean I only have one class in person the entire day, and the rest of the time, I'm essentially online schooling again, just this time in the library. And of course, that ya boy is used to, but what he's not used to is doing so in a group of people, in a group of friends. But it sounds so basic and obvious in retrospect, but something that actually surprised me was the fact that when I was meeting somebody new, I couldn't, scroll through their Twitter. I had to approach them as a black hole. I love that I can just take these off and to add some emphasis on my sentences. And that has made me look back and realize just how many of my friendships started because one of us was stalking the other person's Twitter and thought they were cool. But fostering in-person friendships was the top of my priority list for college, especially given the last year and a half that we've had, right? And, so heartwarming story time. When I first moved from California all the way to North Carolina, that was a huge shift in my life. And I, of course, growing up in California, had the same classmates from kindergarten to 5th grade. So I didn't really know how to make new friends. And I show up to the one little bit of a school that I went to in North Carolina the first couple months that we tried that, and it did not go very well. But I walk up completely intimidated in a brand new culture, in a brand new state, in a brand new school system. And a kid saw me and walked up to me and said, "Hi, I'm Jake. Your name? Christian? Awesome, let's be friends." And then we were friends. Thank you, Jake. So I made a quiet promise to myself to be Jake to somebody else. And I did! Well, okay, that's a little bit of an embellishment of the story. What actually happened was it was a board game night on campus, which your boy was excited to go to because I want to make friends with the kind of people that would go to a board game night on campus. And we were one person short for Uno, and then somebody just so happened to be walking up to just the group to see what was going on. I was like, "Hi, I'm Christian. Do you like Uno? Come over here and play with us." And then proceeded to be absolutely mean to him the entire game. Look, when you got those draw fours, you play them. I was just accelerating the friendship a few years. They say one of the most important takeaways from college, aside from, your degree and the growing and maturing as a person and gaining a greater understanding of the world as a whole, are the friends that you make and keep. And I want to keep these friends. They're cool. I can't believe I'm about to share this. Another one of those big reasons to attend college is, of course, the almighty student discount. I already look weird without my glasses. I'm living for this. From half-off music streaming to Google Drive space, and honestly, most important was the fact that I could trade in my old laptop for a brand new 2020 M1 MacBook Air. Yeah, boy! You may notice I only just did this, despite being in school for, what has it been, almost a year now? I mean, I don't know the future. Maybe I'll look back at this in a year and cringe on it, but right now, I'm just full of hope, and I'm excited, and no matter, this semester, I could finally achieve my dreams of having a physical card to present to people when they ask for some kind of, verification that I am, in fact, not trying to grift the system, which I, of course, would never do. Because it is really awkward when... Hi, do you guys have student pricing available? Sure, you have a student ID? I don't have one. Now the thing is, it's such a cliche, right, that ID pictures are always terrible, and I resolved that would not be the case, as I was going to be well utilizing this little piece of plastic. So as I sat down in the chair and faced the camera, I thought, I'm going to give a nice, pleasant smile, show some teeth, and just look really good. What is that? I shouldn't have smiled, because all you can see are teeth!
I'm gonna have to show that to people. They're gonna have to compare that to this face. So I'm not getting student pricing anywhere. Also, on a more serious note, something over the past year and a half that has developed within me is this fear of just going outside. Maybe fear is this wrong word, but it says that like stepping foot outside my home is a morally wrong action, and I should absolutely, if I have any chance to avoid it, I should. And the thing is, that was the case when we did not have a vaccine. But now we do, and my school has both a vaccine and a mask mandate in place, and I'm constantly washing my hands and social distancing, and yet that little feeling will not leave. And it gets so much worse when I have to interact with somebody. I clam up, and I'm literally known in this circle as the shy and subdued one. Me! The shy and subdued one? And so along with my like mental growth in this period at college, overcoming this social fear is my main goal. And to be as comfortable around these people as I am talking to you. That's my personal goal, so please hold me to that. And obviously there's nothing wrong with being quiet and subdued if that is who you are. But that's not how I've always thought of myself. And that's really got me thinking, like, is that who I am now? Is me just merely my, like, the personality that I experience in my own head? Or am I just the sum of my actions and the effect that they have had on those around me? What is the true me? So yeah, college is going great. Also, maybe I should start dressing a little bit smarter for these videos. I look all fancy.